I'm Aurelia Rex, and this is Numbers Advantage, the stories of professional League of Legends told through numbers.
From 7th place in the regular season to Worlds!
Cloud9 just finished a historic run to complete the gauntlet and make it to the World Championships after finishing 7th in the regular split after having to go all the way to a tiebreaker. Now, there are a lot of reasons for this, but it's way too easy to just say, hey, Hai is back in the jungle, he's got a better attitude, and he's got better shot calling, because that does not explain the strategic nuance of what Cloud9 was able to accomplish. So what I want to do here is go through the numbers and show you where Cloud9 made their change so that they could win the gauntlet all the way through. Now, first things first, there's an instinct to say that these aren't actually comparable, but really, they played almost the same amount of games. They played 19 games during the summer split. They played 14 games during the gauntlet. So we have comparable sample sizes. Now, during the regular split, they were 7 and 12. That includes their tiebreaker. In the gauntlet, they were 9 and 5. Clearly, a huge jump in win rate. So what we need to do is figure out what they changed about their game to accomplish that. Let's look at the usual suspects first. Goal differential at 15 minutes. This is a great way to see if you're building early game leads that you're snowballing into late game victories. But actually, during the regular split, they had the goal differential at 15 minutes of plus 377. In the gauntlet, minus 204. That means they were losing on average at 15 minutes. A pretty incredible feat given that they come out with a 9 and 5 win rate. Okay, another way that you can build an early advantage that oftentimes translates into wins is by getting first blood. Well, their first blood percentage during the regular split was 37%, and in the gauntlet, 36%. So they're not building their advantage there. What about first dragon? Are they starting that chain earlier? Well, regular split, 42%, gauntlet, 43%. So no, not a big difference. Dragons per game here, it does skew a little bit more in the gauntlet's favor, but not enough to make a big difference. They're at 1.7 during the summer split. They're at 2.6 during the gauntlet. I just don't think that's enough to account for the difference in win rate. Then we're going to look at a huge one. First tower. This is largely seen to be predictive in League of Legends. If you take the first tower, you can usually take the game in pro play. But during the regular split, they took the first tower 58% of the time. In the gauntlet, only 43%. So this isn't where they're building it. What about vision control? Wards per minute? In the regular split, 2.83. In the gauntlet, 2.75. So not building advantages there. So we have gone through almost every single indicator of what would make a team vastly better, right? Except for one. Baron. They took first Baron in only 41% of their games during the regular split. In the gauntlet, they took first Baron 64% of the time. Let's look at the summer split. Over the course of the entire split, they only took 9 Barons. In the gauntlet, they took 14 in less games. Meanwhile, in the summer split, they gave up 16 Barons. In the gauntlet, they only gave up 6. Now, one way to look at this is, hey, you're going to get longer games in the gauntlet because it was a more competitive series, and that means that you're going to have more opportunities for Baron. No, not the case. The games during the summer split averaged 36 minutes and 45 seconds. The games during the gauntlet averaged 35 minutes, 54 seconds. Really less than a minute of game time between the two sample sizes. So clearly, Cloud9 has put a massive emphasis on the Baron, and it paid off for them in a big way. In fact, during the summer split, Cloud9 earned a Baron one time for every 1 hour, 17 minutes, and 35 seconds of gameplay. During the gauntlet, they earned a Baron every 35 minutes and 54 seconds, one per game. So this is a huge jump for Cloud9, but to explain why this worked for them, we're going to have to get a little bit qualitative. The biggest problem in North American League of Legends is that teams just don't know how to control a neutral objective like Baron. They know they need to contest it, but they don't know exactly how. And worse still, they don't know when it's okay to trade it and what it's okay to trade for. This has plagued teams like Team Liquid and Team Impulse all year long. So essentially, what Cloud9 would do is if they had even a second of downtime, they just run to the Baron. If they're losing, go to Baron. If they're winning, go to Baron. The other team is never going to trade them objectives because they don't know how to properly measure which objectives are appropriate to trade. So instead, they just show up and rush into a fight because they're never quite sure what to do. They don't know when to engage. They don't know if they should wait the Baron out. They're not sure if it's 50-50. Cloud9 uses their superior shot calling in the Baron pit to build all of their advantages, and that inspires their historic Gauntlet run. So, clearly, yes, superior shot calling made a big difference, but one specific strategic shift is what propelled them to victory, and that is their control of the Baron pit.
That's going to be the Nexus. That's going to be the game. That's going to be a trip to the World Championship for Cloud9.
If you want more League content focused on statistics and the stories they tell, I can do that. 2 clicks, a like, and a subscribe will get you what you're looking for. I'm Aurelia Rex with the numbers advantage.